Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Brilliantly Resilient Live. We are here today with one of my favorite people, Guillaume Stewart, who is the Executive Director of the YWCA of Bucks County. I'm here with my buddy, Kristen Smedley. We're melding into one person now, so we don't know each other anymore.
We should sit like back to back.
Yeah, we should.
There you go.
And keep wearing the same color shirt. Oh my God. Anyway,
it's been a long quarantine.
Yeah, right? Right?
Oh my gosh, it has been
Crazy.
So we invited Guillaume here today, because we wanted to really get into, we talk about this brilliance and this resilience mindset that we're going into, but organizations like yours, which are service organizations, have really had to make a shift. I mean, this has been a sucker punch for you guys too, because you already have needs with your people, which I imagine have been compounded and changed. So we talk about this in terms of a reset, a rise, and the revealing of the brilliance. What is your reset right now? What are you guys dealing with?
Yeah, so this COVID-19 crisis has impacted the YWCA in a significant way, and our clients. I mean, it's impacted our entire country. We know that, in communities all across the country. But we're seeing people that already were vulnerable, already in need of services, already dealing with the shorter end of the stick, really, really severely crippled by this COVID pandemic. And so we've been reaching out to them, trying to connect to those folks, let them know that we're here for them. Questions that we don't have answers to, we've been researching, trying to get the answers. But we really had to be flexible and adjust our approach. Being in a social service agency, our business is with people. So we're used to connecting with folks face to face, providing case management, hearing their stories, getting that one-on-one contact with clients. And now we're not able to do that in the ways that we used to. So we've had to be really creative by using Zoom, using Facebook, using texting, all kinds of platforms to connect with our clients to make sure that they get the services they need during this time. It's been crazy.
I can only imagine. So have you seen a change in the kinds of services that you've had to offer to people? What is your general platform in terms of services? What does that look like, and how has that been impacted by this?
Yeah, so we have basically 3 pillars of service in our organization. So we have youth services, and that's where we provide after-school programs and camps for kids. So with school being closed down for the rest of the academic year, summer camp is uncertain given the COVID virus. That's really had a significant impact on our ability to have face-to-face contact with our young people. And these after-school programs, I've been to almost all of them, and they're really incredible. They're a bunch of amazing kids, young people that are not only getting academic support, but that emotional and social development support that they need. And so not being able to connect with those kids in the traditional platform has been really, really challenging. What our staff have been doing is really connecting with them through Facebook and through Zoom and through e-learning projects. And the feedback I've gotten so far is that the kids are super excited about it. They really miss being in the community centers. They miss seeing their teachers and assistant teachers. But just being able to connect with them virtually, the kids are super excited about that. And the parents are too. So I'm happy that we're able to adjust our youth services. The other part of our programs and services that we offer is housing. So we do a lot of work with low-income people, people who are seeking housing in the county. One of the interesting things that people may not know is that to live in Bucks County is super expensive. It's a lot of money to live there. And we're a part of this community. We love Bucks County, and we want to help those folks that can afford it get stable housing. And so I'm really happy that our housing services have been continued to go on during this COVID crisis. We've done some creative things with reaching out to hotels and other places to house people. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I guess they're empty now.
Yeah, totally empty now, unfortunately. And then a lot of the real estate owners, they don't want to show properties now because of the social distancing. So they're anxious about taking our clients in and showing them different properties. So we've been thinking creatively about how can we get them placed, make sure that they're stable, make sure that they have the supports they need. And our housing team has really been doing great work with that.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
I guess I never really even thought of that as being, just the idea that you can't even if housing is available, you can't even at this point get them into it because
Nope.
none of those processes are working the way they used to. So are
Right.
you finding availability like in hotels and stuff like that? What's been the response from that end of it?
Yeah, I can share with you guys that the county, the housing COC, which handles the housing on a county-wide level, has really been tremendous and really responsive to the needs of the providers and the needs of the clients. So they've been advocating and working with various hotels to say, hey, can we put our people here during this time to get folks through this crisis? So the county has been thinking very creatively about how to address this problem. And it's been a resource for us at the YWCA, so we can connect with them and link our clients into those services. So we had to be super nimble. And I'm just happy that the county has been nimble with us, and they really have a commitment to helping folks that are homeless, and we're part of that, and that's really great. The last thing I want to share that we do is our prevention and education. And this is a really neat program. So we talk a whole lot about drug prevention and alcohol prevention and gambling prevention. And we tend to do these programs in our community centers or in schools. So they certainly have been impacted by the COVID virus pandemic. But we've been being creative there and reaching out to kids through social media, through Zoom, through Facebook, and those kind of things. So we want to keep the work going despite this crisis. And that's us practicing resiliency as an agency, I think. Bouncing back, acknowledging our challenges, and getting back up and finding a way to win. So I'm
so
happy about
happy
that.
to hear all that. Especially the fact that you're still giving opportunities for face-to-face to connect with the kids. Because here in Council Rock, they're not doing that at the school. It is, they're getting, my two kids that are still in the high school are getting work on Sunday night or Monday morning for the week. And there is no, I think one of my son's classes, the teacher gets on Zoom with them and has face-to-face. And it is driving me crazy because they have no connection with that teacher, no relationship. And so all of their relationships are like kaput on hold right now.
Yep, that's a really good point. I just want to share this. I guess it was about a year ago, I was in the after school program, just checking in, going through it with the teachers to see how the kids were doing. And one young lady said to me, I asked her, what did she like about the after school program? Why did she come to this program? And she says, well, they help me with my homework. We do arts and crafts. They ask me about my day. And she said, they're kind of like my family. And when she said that, it just resonated with me, like this young lady viewing our staff, our teachers, as a part of her family or an extension of her family. So that connection is very important. And so we're trying to find a way in this crisis to still connect, because we know kids like that young lady are really counting on that, because we are part of her family in an organizational sense.
And the families, I was just saying on another interview I was on, at least for my family, I know a lot of families we're overwhelmed. I mean, I'm a single mom. I am so overwhelmed with meeting safety needs, eating needs. Like, I have 3 teenagers. The eating has not stopped. I mean, there's so many needs. And then at the end of the day, it's like the parents have to, readjust and replenish their, and like, there's no outlets. There's no other people. Usually I have family coming in to help. And so all of that has stopped. So the fact that you guys are still doing that connection is a great service to the entire family and not just the kids that you serve.
Without question. And we've heard that very feedback from a lot of the parents, that they call and say, when is the community center opening back up? Because they want it to be back open. They want that connection. What we've been trying to do is have set aside time where we can do some creative and fun stuff, even with the parents too, to find out how they're coping with this. What shows are you watching? They were doing a thing where they're talking about what shows are they binge watching. So,
oh my gosh,
just trying to figure out what fun stuff are people doing to kind of cope with the craziness that we're seeing as a country. And just checking in with people like that is really important, and folks really appreciate it. I get a sense that the clients are really grateful that we're staying connected to them.
Yeah.
You know, it strikes me in what you're saying, so many of our relationships have been disrupted.
Yep.
And it seems to me that you have, as you said, you're trying to be flexible and nimble, and
Yep.
you're filling that need and that gap for a lot of these kids who aren't getting those relationships that they were, you know, that were just a matter of fact in their lives with their teachers and their friends and all that kind of stuff. So you guys are finding a way to supplement or to fill in for those relationships that these kids are lacking, and that is, I mean, gosh, that is just so essential at this time to remain somehow connected when we're all being separated.
But think about this. So
Yep.
here's what came into my head. You know, we talk on this show and all of our program and all that we do with people with Brilliantly Resilient about their own individual reset. After a sucker punch, they have to reset, rise, and then where's their brilliance? And you guys are doing this on a massive
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
For all different kinds of personalities and situations, you are helping a huge chunk of the community reset.
Yep. Yep. And that's a really great point. I think that's the honor that I feel, the privilege that we feel as a staff to be in nonprofit work. This work is always an opportunity to meet people at that place where they need to start building their resiliency skills, where they need to have a reset, whether it's they need food services or they need clinical services or they need housing or they need after school programs or they need counseling. They're at a place where they're saying, how can I reset? How can I ask for help and bounce back? And being a nonprofit gives us an opportunity to do that every day, to meet a client where they are, to know their story, to share their story, and to also help them reset. And I feel honored to do that work. And another thing too, because I'll get in trouble if I don't give my staff a shout out. When we get back into the
I know
office,
some of those people. You're right.
You know that's right, Mary.
Better give them your props, baby.
I gotta give them their props. They won't let me back in the office. But I've been on so many Zoom meetings with them, and everyone is like, we want to keep doing the work. We want to keep touching and reaching our clients. How do we connect to them? Everyone is rallying around. I can do this. I can do that. I can, this flexibility, this nimble behavior is really helping us practice resiliency as a nonprofit so that when we get on the other side of this, we'll be stronger because of this experience. And so I want to shout them out. I want to give them their props. I love every one of them. They're awesome professionals. And
we love the people. I love the people at the Y. I just love you guys. I love what you're about. There's just always this, whenever I'm around any of you, there's this genuine, authentic vibe of wanting to be of service.
That's right.
I think the other thing that's important, and I'm sure you feel this because of what you just said, this gives you guys, your staff and your whole crew, an opportunity to feel like you're doing something in a time where so many of us are just like, we just don't know what to do. We don't know where to go. But you're able to take your mission as it originally stood and, as you said, kind of tweak it so that it fills these needs now. And God, that's got to be a good feeling. That's huge.
Yeah, you really bring up a really great point. We don't want to be so stuck in our ways that we can't adjust to the needs of our clients or to our neighbors or to other organizations. And so this experience has taught us the importance of that very point, Mary, that you're raising. We have to be flexible. We have to listen and hear people and see what their needs are. What do you actually need? And how can we be a part of that process? And so I think we're going to be better for this. Like, I know the situation is crazy. It's scary. I never seen anything like this in my life. But I really have confidence that if we stick together, that if we hear one another, and that if we serve one another, we're going to come out on the other side of it. I'm happy about that. I'm super excited about that.
But, we talk also about it's the reset, the rise, and then revealing your brilliance. And just listening to you and watching and hearing your joy in serving and being there for people. Your brilliance is servant leadership. You obviously it's in your bones that it's something that you were meant to do and that you are charged up by. Where did that? Have you always how long have you been at the Y? Let me ask you that. And has service been kind of what you've always done, or has it been different?
Yep. Yeah. I've been at the Y for 3 years. January made my third year at the YWCA. Before that, I was working as a director in a homeless shelter in West Philadelphia. one of the things, it's always been a part of my life. I feel like service is something that saved me. I was a kid that was greatly benefited by after-school programs, by sports, by teachers who cared, by people who wanted to mentor me. And that showed me the value of what my life could be. And I wanted to do that for others. And then when I got to the YWCA, and folks have been there, some of them have been there for 25 years, some have just been there for a year. But it's something about the organization where people learn that we have to serve others. Like, that's their mission. Like, I really picked up on that. That wasn't something that I had to impress upon the staff. They really were committed to having an impact on other people. And that resonated with me. Like, if we can make someone's life better, we can help a child, we can help a mom fleeing domestic violence, a young person fleeing human trafficking, then we've made a big difference in society. And folks at the Y are committed to that. And that resonates with me. So that was right up my alley, that let's serve others, you know, and you get so much in return.
Yeah.
Like, you get so much support in return. You find out that you're not alone, that other people may have a story that relates to your story. And it's just a great environment of service.
That's what I feel like is one of the blessings, I guess, in the fact that the entire world has been slammed by this one thing, because everyone is kind of like, you know, I know that the hashtag keeps trending, we're all in this together, and it sounds cliche, but people feel like, because there is that you know, when you feel like when you're taking a sucker punch all by yourself, it's like, oh my God, you're watching the whole world still celebrate their lives, and you're sitting there like, are you kidding me?
Right.
When everybody's in the pit together.
Yay!
We got company. We're all suffering together.
We're all in a mess together.
Yeah.
You know, you said something to me that struck me. This was before we turned the recording on. But it struck me. You said uncertainty is an invitation to ask for help.
Yeah.
And that really struck me because, you know, just as we're all trying to figure this out, none of us really has the answers, but together, you know, if we ask for help, we can work through it and we can try to figure it out. So are you finding that you're getting a lot of requests from your clients, number one? And number two, are you kind of working with any other agencies, and are you guys asking for help from each other to try to, you know, get through this complete mess that we're all in?
Yeah. We have been working with other nonprofits throughout the county, just connecting with them. So there's so many great nonprofits in Bucks County that do incredible work. And we have great relationships with all of them. And we've been talking and Zooming and just saying, how can we as a community respond to the crisis? And the county has been, like I said, really super supportive of the nonprofit community and want to see us meet our missions and help the community. So yeah, we've been asking for help, and our clients have been asking for help. And I'm glad you brought that point out. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's not a sign that you failed or you missed the mark. Again, it's an invitation to be better. It's an invitation to change course. It's an invitation to make a connection with someone. And I'm seeing that through the nonprofit community in Bucks County. We're really talking to each other. We're really figuring out how we can match resources. And I think we're going to get through this.
Awesome.
But I think if I didn't ask for help, there would probably be about 3 things that I would know how to do. And then nothing else.
Right?
Nothing else. I know about 3 things, and that's it. So you just have to ask for help. And the wonderful thing about that is most times people are more than happy to share their resources with you, because when we help each other, it lifts everybody up.
That's a really great point. And humility is courage. Humility is power. Like, when you start seeing power in a different framework, you can say that being humble and being willing to ask someone for help is, in a sense, an exercising of power, your voice. You know, so I'm learning to do that. I think working for the YWCA has taught me that. I work around a lot of powerful women. Let me just tell you that. These women are powerful.
I gotta tell you, the first time I met you, I thought, whoa, this guy's in an estrogen swimming pool. I don't know.
Our floaties.
They're all powerful.
Throw him a life raft.
That's right. Someone help me. I learned early. I need to listen to these women. They are powerful. They are smart. They are talented. their compassion is their strength. Their compassion is their wisdom. And I think we're a better agency for having all those wonderful women there to share that perspective. And I think this crisis is teaching me that too. Like, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say that, hey, man, came up a little short, you know, for relationships.
We're losing, I think we lost a little bit of your audio there, but I think that
Yeah.
you were saying that it's,
Wi-Fi help.
yeah, it's,
Yes, help me.
it's helping one. But I think you were saying that it's okay to recognize that you're not always totally equipped, and
That's right.
somebody else may be, and that's
right.
you know, when we can recognize that, and it is a sign. I love what you said there. Humility is courage.
Yeah,
I really never
sure.
thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right.
Yep, it's courage.
You can go
And
further, you just go further faster when you ask for help. I used to think it was such a, that's when you know you're in the wrong tribe. If people in your tribe are saying that that's a sign of weakness, find a new tribe.
Get out.
To a new village. Because
move to a new village.
And now I'm like, wait a minute. Now I'm just like,
Right.
I don't know how to do anything. Could you help me with this?
Right. That's your courage. That's right.
I embrace the dummy crown. You know, that whole series
Yeah,
of Such and Such for Dummies. I should own every one of those books.
Yeah, me too.
Well, let me ask this, and this is probably putting you on the spot, and it's something that you can follow up with us, and we can put it out to our viewers. But I will bet you a lot of money that a lot of people are watching saying, well, wait a minute, how can we help? Is there something that us in the community or in the virtual communities, a lot of people watch from all over the place, can do to help with your organization?
Yeah, so I would encourage your listeners, your viewers to check out the YWCA's website. We're constantly updating that website with ways that folks can help, whether it's financial support that they like to give, whether it's donating their time, their resource, their expertise. I really want to share that. I think the YWCA and its history is just so compelling. So we invite people to come learn more about us. And again, help is not always money. Sometimes it's just your expertise. Sometimes it's just your time. Sometimes it's just support and being a cheerleader. And we welcome all that kind of support. So if folks want to get involved, you're more than welcome to do that. And please check us out online at our website.
Awesome.
Which is YWCA. What is the website? Tell us that.
Yep, YWCAbucks.org.
And you guys also have a Facebook page that's pretty active as well, don't you?
They could connect to our Facebook page. We have Twitter. We do YouTube. So we're really active on social media. So yeah, you'll see a lot of good stuff there. Some of the stories of our clients, the stories of our staff's success, our work in the community.
You know, I have to say, and this is, I'm admitting to my own ignorance here, but when I first kind of became aware of you guys in the community, it was a few years ago. And quite honestly, I was stunned by the level of activity that you guys have, because I think, you know, everybody knows the YMCA, everybody knows the song and the village people and all that stuff. But I think because of that, it's almost taken on like, people don't recognize that you guys are an incredibly active organization that really provides vital services to those in need in the community. So I would echo that everybody should go and take a look at what you guys are up to, YWCA Bucks County, because you're just such a, I mean, you guys are what a nonprofit should be in terms of your mission, in terms of the people on your staff, and in terms of how you serve.
Yeah, and Kristen, I want to shout Mary out because she was our master of ceremony a couple years back at our gala. Our Salute to Women, fantastic event where we acknowledge women who have been leaders in their field, various fields, and these women are incredible. And Mary was our MC and just did a phenomenal job. Everyone was having fun. Everyone was laughing.
It was fun.
And they were laughing before they had drinks. So that's how you know you're good. If they can laugh without the drinks, you know you're really good. But thank you, Mary, for doing that and making that evening really wonderful and bringing more people to our organization by your talent. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. It was an honor. It really was. You know, as I said, I was just so delighted to have been sort of brought into this you know, this world almost as a serendipitous accident that I you know, that I kind of got into your world. But I couldn't be a bigger supporter of what you all are doing, and you know, especially the way you've managed to tweak that in this time of need. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm so happy that you all gave Mary Fran another spot to keep talking. With a microphone, nonetheless. Way to go.
All eyes on me, baby. It's all about me and on me.
That's right. Yes, I like that. I like that swag, Mary. That's right.
You gotta own it, G. You gotta own it.
That's right. Facts.
So anyway, I guess this brings us to the end. We're wrapping up another episode here, and I just want to, you know, really and truly thank you so much, not only for joining us, but for everything that you guys do within the community. Kristen, you got anything else?
No, let's stay in touch and see. I'm going to go check out your website, and then we'll put some shout outs for stuff that even, like, you know, my brain is like exploding. I used to run the after school program at the YMCA in Lower Bucks when I was fresh out of college. So I'm just thinking about, like, you know, what guest might your kids want on a Zoom call kind of thing, and what fun stuff is out there for them. So we'll stay connected. I'm also, Mary Fran, I'm thinking of Robinson's that group that she has with all those things that are on virtual and everything. Yeah, so we'll stay in touch, because I think this could be a really interesting and fun partnership for us to help out with stuff like that.
Yeah,
I would love that, without question.
And again, we'd encourage people to get involved, whether it's with a financial donation or particularly given this fact that we're all doing these Zoom things, and you may have a talent that you could offer or something like that. So give these folks a call and get involved, because they're really doing amazing work. And Guillaume Stewart, thank you again for joining us. You're one of my favorite people. So thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate it. Thank you both.
Thanks for the great stuff you do.
You're welcome.
And we'll see everybody next time, tomorrow, in fact, because we are doing this every day, if we haven't said that already.
Yes.
Every day. We'll see everybody tomorrow on another episode of Brilliantly Resilient Live. Bye, everybody.